Hello and welcome again to the Tasty Foods with the Evans. And this week we're still going to be with the men, so we're cooking with men. Alright, today we're going to do an oven baked country chicken with rice and honey butter biscuits. Fellas, this is for your ladies. Get in the kitchen and get it going. Make them love you. Even if you don't know how to cook, that's why you're here. I'm going to help you cook so that you can impress your ladies. Alright? So, I'm going to put out a disclaimer first. The music you hear in the background, I don't own the rights to that. But I like to listen to music, and I always have a Corona. This is my mood setter. This is how I get in the kitchen to cook. If you like to have a glass of wine, go ahead and have a glass of wine. But fellas, if you have a hard drink, you know I drink Black Label as well, so we can do that too. But this is to hook your lady up. Okay. So now let's start. We have our chicken. Fellas, when you're cooking, always wash your meats and vegetables. Always, 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 always. I can't stress this enough. Alright, so we have our chicken. Now you're gonna need some mayonnaise. You're gonna need mayonnaise for this one. You're gonna need breadcrumbs or panko breadcrumbs. You're gonna need Monterey Jack cheese. Okay, then you're gonna need some honey. You're gonna need some biscuits, black pepper. In this house, we try to get away from salt a little bit, so we like to use Mrs. Dash. Alright, so we got some Mrs. Dash, we got some garlic powder, we got some celery salt, we got some olive oil, we got some sea salt, we like to use sea salt, and we have some butter. We also have our rice and the water for the rice. Alright, now, fellas, the first thing we're gonna do is we mix our mayonnaise and garlic together. Alright, you mix that, put maybe 2 spoonfuls of mayonnaise, and then you just spread it with about 2 tablespoons of garlic powder. Mix that up real good and set it to the side. Alright, then after you do that, let's start with our breadcrumb mixture. Put your breadcrumbs, your Monterey Jack cheese, salt, pepper. Now you can put some kind of seasoning in it if you want, like some seasoning blend. We use the Mrs. Dash, but you can use any kind of seasoning you want. Okay, salt, pepper, and olive oil. The olive oil is to drizzle it all around and mix it up real good. You can use your hands. As long as you wash your hands, you can use your hands. Alright, so you drizzle that up. I'm going to put a little bit more in there. And just mix it up and get it ready. Alright. Alright, now we're going to walk over. The first step that we're going to do is we're going to walk over and start our rice. Alright, so we'll walk to the stove and get our rice going. Alright, fellas, we back at the stove. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to turn our stove on and have it on high. Now, I don't measure, but for this purpose, I just want you to get started on learning how to really get to cooking. 1 and 1/2 cup of water. Put that in the pot. It's 1 cup of rice. I like to use Uncle Ben's. Uncle Ben's, you can't go wrong, fellas. Trust me on this. You cannot mess up Uncle Ben's. Alright, so you add that to the pot. Get all your rice in there. Alright. Take your spoon. I like to use wooden spoon. But if you don't have a wooden spoon around, any spoon will do. Just stir that around a little bit. Stir that around. And then just add, not so much, just a little salt. Okay. So now we're going to let that boil. We're going to get that a nice little boil going. Okay? And then let's go back to our prep table. Okay, fellas, now we're going to start with our chicken. Alright? You need 2 cookie sheets, 2 pans. One for your chicken and one for your biscuits. You know, make the racks even in your oven. so that you can display it evenly. So now we're going to season our chicken. Like I said, you can use any kind of seasoning that you like. It's all to your taste. All to your taste. All to your taste. So first we're gonna use our Mrs. Dash first, but like again, you can use whatever you like. Whatever you like. Seasoned salt, adobo, salt, pepper. Alright, we'll put our black pepper on. Our garlic powder. Alright. Now we're going to flip it over and do the same thing. Alright, so now we flipped it over and we put our Mrs. Dash, our garlic powder, and our black pepper. Now on the other side, we're going to add our little celery salt. Just a little bit on everyone. Okay, now fellas, before you start cooking, after you wash your meats and you got everything prepped up, start your oven. We have to put the oven on 425. So by the time you're ready to get everything together, your oven is nice and hot. So we put our oven on 425. All right. Cool. Now we take our mayonnaise and garlic powder and just put a little bit on the top, just quick. A little bit. This meal is real quick. It's not a long meal. With prep time and cooking time, there's no time at all. All right. Alright, so now we got that going. Now, while we got this, let this sit for about 5 or 10 seconds, we're going to go over to our rice. Okay, now we turn our fire down to medium low. And we just let that cook through. Alright? Alright, now we go back to our prep table. Alright, now that we got our rice under control, we're going to add our breadcrumb Monterey Jack breadcrumbs. So just put it on there. The mayonnaise is going to help it glaze to our chicken. Alright. You can be generous with it, depending on how many you make. Alright. Now fellas, it's another key important step that I forgot to mention. But after everything you do, wash your hands. Take a quick second to go to the sink. Right. Wash your hands. Now that we got our chicken coated, we're going to take the olive oil, extra virgin olive oil, and we're going to grease our pan. Just lightly grease our pan. Alright. Second round. Alright. So now. Alright, so this is going to take about 15 to 20 minutes. It just depends on how it cooks. Make sure it's cooked through, and we'll be checking it from time to time. So now I'm gonna just clean up my prep station, and we get ready to make our honey butter biscuits. All right, now we're back. Now we're gonna make our honey and butter mix. All right, so fellas, sometimes they make it easy for us. We need 3 tablespoons of butter. Now on the butter stick, they have lines with the tablespoons. 1, 2, 3. We need 3, so that's what we have in here. Just cut it on the line, put it in the bowl. Now make sure you have a microwavable bowl. We're gonna stick this in the microwave for about 15 seconds. We don't want it to melt, we just want it to get a little softer. We're gonna put our honey into our butter mix. Look at it caramelizing a little bit. It's gonna help it stick to the. It's all right to taste, folks. It's all right to taste. All right, fellas, we're back now. We take our honey and butter mix. And just get a nice coating on top. Nice coating on top. Nice coating on top. Now, with your biscuits, if you use foil, spray it with some cooking spray, or you can use the olive oil and just put a little bit on it and just rub it around so that the biscuits don't stick. And then we just put a nice generous coat. Nice generous coat. Nice generous coat. Now it's been about 5 minutes since our chicken has been in the oven. So that's when we want to put our biscuits in, about 5 minutes after the chicken has started cooking. Alright, so we get a good look at how the chicken is doing when we open up the oven. Alright. So now we stick it in. Alright, so that should take about 5-10 minutes or so. See our chicken is cooking nicely. Cooking through. Alright. Now we gotta go check on our rice. Rice is looking pretty good. Alright, so now it's cooked through. So all we're gonna do is add some butter to this. I'm gonna put a tablespoon of butter, just a tablespoon of butter. Cut our butter. And we're just gonna stir that in. All right, that looks good. Alright, fellas, and you can't have a meal without some kind of greens, broccoli, peas. We're going to use French style green beans, alright? This is real quick, real quick. You just get your microwavable bowl, open the top, put your green beans in it, season it up with some salt, pepper, whatever you think you might want to put on it. Just a little dash of everything. Put a little piece of butter on it, throw it in the microwave for about 5 minutes, and then voila. Alright, fellas, and there you have it. Quick meal for your honey. We got our oven baked country chicken with rice, some string beans, and a honey butter biscuit. Now see, I'm gonna just show you. I'm gonna cut it. See how it's cut through? Cut through. Alright, I'm gonna give you that taste. I'm telling you, she's gonna love it. Impress her. Try to catch her off guard. Telling you know how to burn in the kitchen. Fellas, if y'all stick with me, we're gonna do a lot of things for your woman.